Okay, so I am here with Karli Henriquez from His FM and MTV. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I work in radio and television, and my entrepreneur juices are now moving in this little head of mine. So I'm launching a handbag line, which is really exciting, and I also own my own social media company.
Do you start getting into the entertainment business by doing internships?
Yes, I actually did 4 different internships at a music label, film company, radio station, and television station all at the same time. But I know nowadays you can't do that, so it's a little bit harder, but that's where I started.
Would you say that doing multiple internships, even if they're not at the same time, is better than just doing one?
Absolutely, because sometimes people focus on a certain career path that they want to master, and then once they get into the working world and they're actually in their cubicle, they're very disappointed. They're putting their parents through paying all of the, student fees and the loans. So just make sure you get out to the real world. Don't just stay in a college environment, because everyone is learning. You kind of want to learn from someone that's already doing it.
Yeah, so during the panel you talked about how you kind of wear different hats and you do all these different things. Did you always kind of know that you were going to have to do that, or was it something that you realized once you got into the industry?
I actually saw it coming because the industry is becoming very small, like I said in the panel, and people are losing jobs, and the internet is becoming extremely huge, where we don't have CD players or, like people entering CDs or tapes or anything like that. It's all computerized, and radio stations are now being syndicated nationally, internationally, so there aren't that many radio personalities. Program directors are now programming music for a ton of radio stations, which is a good thing, having that many hats, all those titles.
Yeah.
It just makes you more valuable to the team. So I did see it coming.
Okay, good. Do you have any advice for college students or high school students that are looking to get into the field? Just entertainment in general. Like, what's something that you wish you would have been told going into it?
Just remember that you have to offer something. It's not just, I graduated from USC. Here's my master's in journalism. Here's my master's in communication. You have to bring in work experience. A lot of students do come in right after they graduate without any of that, and as much as we root for them, we're going to go with the other person that has 2 years of internship under their belt or work experience, because they're knowledgeable of what we are looking for. So definitely put in work experience.
So that real life experience really gives them.
And don't be too sensitive.
Yeah.
Be very aware that this industry is tough and everyone's just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
You're going to be hurt, you're going to be, awarded, you're going to be pushed out the door, in the door, and it's just change. Change is good, so don't freak out the first 2 years. If you get fired or hired twice, or hold it.
Yeah, that was something that was talked about during the panel, was having a thick skin and not taking things personal. Do you have an experience where you kind of had that realization, like, ooh, I need to focus on that's a work situation and not a personal situation?
Yes, but I'm the type of person that really, I have a very tight circle of friends, a very tight circle of business partners and relationships. And when I do cross these people, I do act civilized, and that's one thing that you need to learn in order not to burn a bridge. You say hello, you act, proper, say pretty hair, nice outfit, and keep it moving. So it's gonna happen.
So do you keep those separate?
Personal and business?
Yes.
Oh, you have to. You have to. Or else I'll be crying on the radio. Like, if I have an argument with my boyfriend, I don't want Los Angeles dealing with traffic, hearing about my love life. Like, they don't care. They want to hear Britney's song or Bruno's. Like, you have to keep it separate all the time.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize going into entertainment, is that you kind of have to keep those two worlds separate. I think sometimes people fall into the, again, during the panel there was that, oh, is she trying to get with that artist, or is he trying to hit on so-and-so, and sometimes people mold those together.
And it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. It's going to happen, and keep things separate at all times. And the one thing I learned from one of my bosses is because I would walk in crying when I was an intern, you know, midterm, blah, blah, blah. The one thing he told me is like, you see these doors? Cry before you walk into these doors, and after these doors, it's all business. And since that day, I've learned that.
That's really good.
You have to leave everything out there. Literally. Like, I would cry. I'm not a crybaby, well, kind of. I'm a Cancer, so I cry, very sensitive. But you would leave all the feelings like out that door, and then blah, 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 and then you walk out and then you cry again, you know?
Yeah.
You have to focus on the bigger picture.
Did you always know you wanted to be in radio?
No. Girl, I honestly in college, I was so confused on what I wanted to do. My parents wanted me to become a doctor, an architect, you know, just like all of our parents. And I went in there risking not knowing what I wanted to do, but I knew I had to figure it out. You know, I really didn't know radio was as fun as I enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have a really fun and exciting job and career. Do you have like a really fun memory that you would like to share with us?
So many memories!
I know.
My life is awesome!
Anyone you interviewed or hung out with that was funny or just anything?
You
to
know,
give us that hope of that's what we want to do.
I've been able, since pop is the thing that I do, I've been able to build relationships with a lot of artists that I'm extremely proud of, one of them being Katy Perry. I actually remember when her song, she gave me her like song, You're So Gay, and by her best friend Marcus, and I was like, we can't play this on the radio. Like, you're so gay, you don't even like boys. So then I took that song, I didn't care because I really believed in her writing. Like, she's a great writer, and her live performance, when I saw her for the first time at Hotel Cafe, she sold me. So I've never done this before. I walked in and I was like, listen to this girl, you know?
Yeah.
And little did I know, she was already in talks with like bigger labels, and you know, they were already wanting to, you know, sign her to a major label. But being able to bring a new artist to the biggest station in LA for pop music, and having the credible Karli brought Katie's music into the studio, I remember. I think that's a really cool memory. And now she's being honored as Billboard Woman of the Year, you know, this year, and it's just exciting.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of my favorite memories. Bringing in You're So Gay to them. And then her hit was I Kissed a Girl, which is another song that, you know, you wouldn't think would be the song that we would play, but it did good. Shout out to Dr. Luke with that production.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to all of us and giving us great advice. We really appreciate it.